Where are the opportunities in today's market? Well, one of the places that I would recommend would be to look into Bukit Timah and Clementi area. Now, let me share with you why. Alright, so first thing first, the Cross Island Line. Now, Cross Island Line Phase 2 has already been announced. It will be open from 2032 onwards with 6 new MRT stations that will cross from Turf City to Jurong Lake District. And now this is a very, very big telltale sign of a huge opportunity because as we know in Singapore, MRT train lines usually would help to boost the nearby property prices. Alright, so let's look at this Cross Island Line. Okay, if you look at this slide here, this is very interesting because right now, okay, we are going to see where are the upcoming MRT stations. Alright, so in terms of this map, if you look at this is on the URA master plan. So highlighted in blue color are all the train stations that are being planned for. Right, so prior to this announcement, the very last Cross Island Line interchange that was announced was here, which is actually Bright Hill Station. Alright, so Bright Hill Station was the last announced, and that is where in terms of this, they will cut under the nature reserve, and it will come towards this big plot here. Alright, so where this plot or land here is actually Turf City. Very interesting, right? Turf City. So at Turf City, there will be a Cross Island Line station. The whole plan is already out. So it's very interesting because right now, of course, as we know, the grandstand and so on, right? Like there are no public transport to that area right now. You have to take a shuttle bus to get to grandstand. So that is why in terms of this, right, if you look at what is going on now, right, in another version of the master plan, you will see that this whole area, this color, is actually residential. In fact, it is pure residential at the moment. It doesn't seem like there's any plans for commercial shops and so on. So that is why, right, if you look at the news article, it says that there's no extension, right, to the end of 2023 eviction for all the existing tenants of Turf City Grandstand. Right, so by the end of this year, they will have to move out to make way for the new residential, to make way for the new Cross Island Line station. Right, so that is a very big opportunity here because if you look at this whole area, right, all this residential land, they are all government state land, which means they are all 99 leasehold land. 99-year leasehold land. Right, the last known 99-year launch in this area, one of those is right here at this triangle here. This is actually 4th Avenue Residences, which was transacted around average of about 2,005 per square foot. Right, which is very near the 6th Avenue. So with all this Turf City, you know, all the residential land being 99 years as well, we can expect that the pricing will be likelihood higher than 2005 PSF. Right, potentially, I mean, just quoting potentially, this is not 100% official, but potentially we might see probably 2,700 to 3,000, right, PSF possible. Because this is still prime Bukit Timah, right, and it is sitting on the historical former turf, you know, the Turf City racecourse site, right? So that is why I feel that there is a lot of potential here to see what is going to happen, okay? And at the same time, if you look further out into Bukit Timah, there's something interesting, which is that there's an interchange station that will be at King Albert Park. King Albert Park. So why it is so interesting is because this King Albert Park interchange have an direct access to Methodist Girls' School. All right, so where's the school? The school is actually, if you see the map, it is here, right, which is this east side over here. So for the train station, there will be an immediate exit right at the school entrance, and that is significant because Methodist Girls' School, for the longest time, it has been the only school along Bukit Timah that doesn't have a train station exit right by the doorsteps. And the funny thing it is, right, is that the current MRT station is just less than 5 minutes walk away from the side gate. All right, but yet there are many parents who do write in and ask, hey, how come all the other schools along Bukit Timah, they have a train station exit right by the side gate, right by the entrance, and yet for MGS, the girls have to walk, you know, a few minutes to the train station. Right, so right here and now, finally, they have their calls answered. Okay, so that is why you will see that there are actually the direct access to the train station from the school. Okay, but that is not all right? If you look at this even more closely, you will notice at the bottom over here, right, there are 8 plots of land here. Now, these 8 plots of land, they are currently non-existent, right? It's a big empty land over there, right, at Old Holland Plains. So these 8 plots of land, they are all residential, and basically they are all 99 years government land, sale land as well. So this is where there will be a huge influx of new supply with new land cost, new price size that is to be expected. All right, so this part here is also very interesting because I look at this as something that will happen, all right, in the next 5 years or so, because all this land have yet to be sold to any developers yet. Right, so it could be some time before we see all this coming to become the next new launch. So that is why today, if you have any opportunity to buy in anything here today, you know that for sure, hey, I can leverage on these upcoming potential launches in Old Holland Plains and Intercity. All right. So one of the upcoming ones, for example, is actually by Far East organization. It's called the Reserve Residence. All right, and this is where it's very interesting because this is a 1 billion land bid. Okay, of course, it comes with an integrated transport hub. So there will be direct MRT station access, bus interchange, condo that is high-rise condo with unblocked views of Bukit Timah Nature Reserve. That's why it's called the Reserve Residences. And there will also be a service apartment as well. All right, so that will help to push up the rental rates in this area too. So I feel that this is a very, very interesting project that will be launching very soon, somewhere I think in maybe late February, March. All right, stay tuned for it. It's coming very soon. And other than that, of course, if you look further down to Clementi area, along Clementi Road, right, there is also another Cross Island Line station that is right outside SIM University and Ngee Polytechnic, right? So good news to all the students, finally, no longer just taking buses to and fro, all right? You can have a train station right outside the school. And also for those who go to Army and Majo Camp, good news for you as well. So when it comes to this, right, you notice that there are a lot of residential land again, right? So many plots of residential land, all 99 leasehold. Interesting, right? So which is why previously there was a new launch in this area called the Key Residences, that it was a 999 development, right? So this 999 development was sold, right? I think it's over here. Key Residences, average about 1,008, 1,009 per square foot. That was really, really cheap, right? For a 999. So I think that in that aspect, we can see that right here, there is already very strong potential upsides for Key Residences already, because they enjoyed being the first mover advantage before all of this were announced and all of these, like future land sites are coming up. Right, so of course to end off here, what are the potential gold mines that you can look out for if you are thinking of taking action sooner within this year? Right, so good news, there might be 4 launches in this area. All right, so just now I already mentioned at Jalan Anak Bukit, that is the Reserve Residences by Far East. Okay, and something more interesting, right, is that in Prime Bukit Timah itself, very near to Hwa Chong, Nanyang Primary and so on, right, ex-Wharton Estate. Apparently, based on my research, it should be within 1 kilometer to Nanyang Primary and RGPS as well. And this development is by UOL, it's freehold, about 200 over units expected. So that will be a very, very highly sought after development that I believe. All right, and also of course there will be another one at Bukit Timah Road or nearer to Duke's Road, and also at Pine Grove. Right, but Pine Grove, this one is a 99 years leasehold, right? But it is something interesting because it's actually by UOL as well. So you can see that UOL actually have 2 different plots, right? One is at Wharton Estate, one is at Pine Grove. A little bit of diversification there, but I think that's a very good and sound strategy. So that is something that you might want to look at because it depends on your price, the comfort of what you're able to afford. So if you can afford something higher end, you want freehold for sure, right? You can go for Wharton Estate. But if you want to enter something that, is more, I would say, affordable, easier to enter, better entry price, then that is where Pine Grove, it should be the one that you can go for. And of course, in between Pine Grove and Wharton Estate, the price range in between should be the Reserve Residences by Far East. But knowing Far East, matter of fact, by track record, is they usually don't sell very cheap, right, because of the brand. So that is why in terms of this, we do not know exactly what kind of prices they will come up with, right? It may be conservative, it may not be. So that remains to be seen, but we will know more in the next few weeks, or if not in the next 1 or 2 months or so, because the Reserve Residences is likely to be launched somewhere in late February or March. All right, the show flag is almost ready, so we're looking forward to share with you more news about the Reserve Residences when it's out. All right, so what I just shared with you is basically a quick overview on Bukit Timah and Clementi. So if you want to learn more about different areas to focus on, or if you have a special request on a certain district for me to analyze and study for you, then simply leave a comment in the comment section below. And of course, don't forget to like my video, subscribe or follow my channel, click on the notification bell for updates on my latest video as well. and I'll see you around in the next video.